What? Come on, it's time for our presentation on 8697 Country Road 106 South, Alamosa, Colorado, 81101. Come on, we've been preparing for this. That's today. Yes, get up.
What's up, guys? I'm AJ Lynn here to tell you about the population information. Alamosa is a small rural town with a population of 9,097 people. It's in a highly agricultural area, which is very, very flat for dozens of miles. Up next is Aspen with your geology. Yeah, the geology is flat and broad with alluvial and Eolian deposits. The nearest mountains are 50 miles away. Are we done here? Aspen!
What's up, guys? Mini Paget Brewster here, and I'm here to talk about hurricanes. Overall risk for hurricanes is very, very low because we are 766 miles from the nearest coast. However, we can get runoff thunderstorms, so it's good to prepare for that. I'm Molly, the writer and director of this. I don't know why I got stuck doing everything, but oh well. So, plate tectonics. The house is located on the North American plate and is 1,224 kilometers from the nearest plate boundary, making it a safe location without convergent or divergent boundary hazards, such as subduction. The closest boundary between the Pacific and North American fault is the transform boundary that is San Andreas. The closest hotspot is Yellowstone, which is still very far away and basically insignificant.
The closest fault line to Alamosa is the Lake Mary Fault in Arizona. The largest earthquake in all of Colorado occurred in 1967 in Denver and was named the Great Denver Quake and was a 5.1. Luckily, no one was hurt. As far as the closest epicenter to Alamosa itself and the house was in 2011 and was a 5.3, and it only caused cracked walls and some broken chimneys. So I'd say we're pretty safe from earthquakes, but just in case, get insurance, make sure your foundation is nice and thick. In fact, we do have a building code that if your foundation isn't 36 inches, you have to have a special engineer certify it. So we're pretty safe for earthquakes too. I'm Courtney, and I'm telling you about volcanoes. So the closest volcano is Sunset Crater, which is 484 miles away. And it's a cinder cone, which is totally tubular. Get it? Anyways, and it has low viscosity lava, making the chance of a violent eruption very, very rare. And this thing hasn't erupted since 1085 AD. So yeah, the risk is definitely colorized as green, being very low. Hey guys, I'm Alusha telling you about tsunamis. We are 766 miles from a coast and at a high elevation of 7,543 feet above sea level. So the chances of your hair getting wet from a tsunami are like super low, so don't even bother to worry about that. Guys, Melody here with flooding. The closest river is the Alamosa River, and that itself is 50 miles away and averages 13 CFS, and the maximum it's ever been is 85 CFS. The only historical flood in this area was when the Rio Grande overflowed in 1927, and literally no one was hurt, practically no damage. So I'd get flooding insurance just in case, maybe have a raft, but it's not something you should worry about.
Gabby with groundwater hazards and water contamination. Our groundwater is pure as can be, coming from an unconfined aquifer in an underdeveloped area. Our main well is the San Luis well, which is frequently monitored. The water is about 30 feet below for the water table and is flowing south. The only potential risks I could think of are potential fertilizer runoff, but so far with the monitoring, they haven't found any of that. I'm Mary Ellen, and I'm here to talk to you about landslides. Whoop whoop! That sounds like some fun. I want to slide on some land. Mary Ellen, no! Okay, whatever. I still think it would be fun. Anyways, so our landslide risk is exceptionally low because we are in a completely flat and leveled agricultural area with the nearest mountains and or hills being 50 miles away. So bummer, not much of sledding potential. Guys, Luciana here talking about all the other natural hazards. The most dangerous natural hazard for this house would fall into this category and is impacts. Woo! I love outer space. So cool, so cool, so cool. Anyways, it's awesome. So there's like lots of meteorites in our area. Like it's insane. Like we're actually the first state in the United States to be studied for our meteorites because we had so many of them. We're also near a crater field in the Colorado Plateau of Arizona. So that's awesome. So yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing. Go science, it rules. Yay. To conclude, according to my calculations, the hazard that poses the least threat is a tsunami. The greatest geological hazard is probably earthquakes, although the risk is pretty low for those as well. And to protect my property as a homeowner, I would definitely set aside emergency supplies, inflatable rafts, and make sure my foundation is solid, as well as having flood insurance. After all this research, I would in fact still live here. Bye!